Greetings from Ahoskie, North Carolina. First, I want to give a big shout out to my fellow NRECA board members who represent their states so well at our National Association. I am honored that they have given me the opportunity to serve as your NRECA president for the last 2 years. I am privileged to have served in this capacity, which has really been an opportunity of a lifetime. It has been my honor to do so, and I want to thank each of you for your active involvement in advancing the mission of America's electric cooperatives. The first year of my presidency was an inspiring experience during which I was fortunate to speak at numerous electric cooperatives and other events. Even with more than 20 years as a co-op CEO, I have learned so much about our network, about the qualities that unify us as cooperatives and the unique differences that foster the development of each co-op to best serve its members. In my second year, I relinquished my frequent flyer credentials for a virtual login. Like you, 2020 was a year of constant adjustment and perseverance. Though I am hopeful that this year begins our transition to better days, I am proud of the work we have done during the pandemic. It reflects the resilience of electric cooperatives and our commitment to the members and communities we serve. Midway during my term, societal events changed the focus of our nation and called for electric cooperatives as trusted organizations in our communities to increase our awareness around diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI as we call it. This was a personal call for me to lead as NRECA's president. That calling was amplified by the encouragement of my fellow officers, Chris Christensen and Tony Anderson. After making the decision to expand my discussions about industry change to include initiating a conversation about DEI with you, the electric cooperative leaders, I was pleasantly surprised when the chair of Energy Foundation, Rose McKinney James, reached out to me, pledging the foundation's support to put an investment in me to prepare me for this conversation with the membership. I'm proud of the strides we have made in this area, the conversations we've prompted across the country, and the willingness of co-ops to discuss this subject openly and honestly. Further, Energy Foundation's support enabled me to use the events of the past year to demystify this topic of diversity, equity, and inclusion. It also demonstrates how they and other philanthropic organizations stand ready to support us and the tremendous work electric cooperatives are doing in our communities, and to support us on our terms with absolutely no strings attached. You know, it's hard to believe the 2020 annual meeting in New Orleans was when we were really last together. At that meeting, I spoke to you about the future of America's electric cooperatives, the challenges our industry was facing, the possibilities of new opportunities, and the need for co-ops to be leaders for the next generation. I encourage us all to acknowledge the rapid pace of change in our industry, act boldly, with purpose, and with a sense of urgency, and to seize the opportunities that matter to our members so America's electric cooperatives can be a force for the future. Along the way, NRECA has been leading us into the future of our industry, helping our network address market-driven expectations, sustainability demands, and grid flexibility options. Last year, Jim Matheson gave me the opportunity to address his great team at one of the NRECA's all-employees meetings. In preparing for that conversation, I decided to give his team examples of how they helped my cooperative here in Ahoskie, North Carolina, to carry out our mission to serve our membership. Frankly, It was amazing to see the inventory of all of the support our trade association provides us here at Roanoke. From advocacy in Washington, to benefits for our employees, to training and professional development for my board of directors, to research and development on new technologies, to organizational assessments, to helping us recruit new employees, to communications support, and on and on and on. Taking advantage of the value you receive from your trade association is a worthwhile undertaking. And I challenge each of you to take inventory of what NRECA is doing for your co-op. And if it turns out that your list is short, I challenge you also to check and see what opportunities you're missing and that you're not getting from your trade association. As leaders of America's electric cooperatives, it is our role to lead the way to more equitable economic opportunities for our members and our communities. That path encompasses efficiency programs, access to smart technologies and high-speed internet, and bringing people back to rural America by fostering innovation and providing a quality of life that surpasses the crowded spaces in which they have or may have become quite weary, especially in the midst of a pandemic. When I first stood on the stage as NRECA President-elect 2 years ago, my simple suggestion to our co-ops was that we acknowledge that change is happening, that we act on it and lead through it. And as we prepared to take those 3 actions, I reminded our network of 2 things. The first is that we could succeed because we already had a growing number of accomplishments to prove it. And second, we didn't have to do it alone. We have NRECA, which is constantly evaluating and reconfiguring its service offerings. We have numerous other service partners, and most importantly, we have each other as electric cooperatives. During my tenure as president, I have challenged all of us to fully examine the way we view our future, your cooperative's place in it, and how we can lead our co-ops and our communities in the years ahead. Today, I am proud to have witnessed how many of our leaders are, in fact, acting upon this reality. We've seen several examples of this even in just the past few months. In the wake of increased demand for reliable, affordable, and sustainable energy, co-ops are introducing major solutions. Pedernales Electric Cooperative in Texas, electric cooperative served by the Tennessee Valley Authority, and Northeastern REMC in Indiana are introducing battery storage solutions to help curb peak demand and save members money. These and many other co-ops are stepping up to the challenge and creating opportunities for their co-op and their membership. America's electric cooperatives are making an impact for our members and our communities. And it's only through our combined leadership and cooperation among cooperatives that we will be able to keep up with this exponential pace of change that we're witnessing in our industry. A great example of cooperation among cooperatives is the coalition of 29 electric cooperatives that has established a regional electric vehicle charging network across Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois, and Iowa, all designed to encourage co-op members to drive EVs. They are leveraging their brand awareness and relationship with their members and communities to ensure that when EV drivers leave their co-op service area, they know other EV charging stations are available throughout the upper Midwest. And they're powered by electric cooperatives. You see, this cooperation helps all of these co-ops demonstrate their commitment to improving access to environmentally friendly electric technologies for their members and to prepare for future growth in the EV use, which, by the way, has the exponential possibility of growth and to the ability to boost the sale of electricity during non-peak hours. Yes, we've made good progress in addressing the challenges of our industry, but we have much work remaining ahead of us. I want to use my final opportunity as president to do three things. One is to remind, second is to reinforce, and third, and again, to call you to action. I leave you with a charge to be prepared to adapt to coming changes, with a greater focus on the opportunities that co-ops will be afforded rather than the challenges that may come our way. While the industry evolves, change will be driven not only by legislative and regulatory policies, but equally by our members' expectations. This multidimensional environment in which we operate can work in our favor if we acknowledge its complexity and take proactive steps to act and lead through it. NRECA's consistent commitment to remain bipartisan gives America's electric cooperatives the greatest chance to seize new member-centric opportunities regardless of the outcome of elections. This is who we are, and that is what we do. So I urge all of us to use NRECA, its partners, and our network of co-ops to address common challenges in innovative ways. Consider adaptive business strategies that create opportunities to become trusted investors in our grid infrastructure, including behind-the-meter opportunities. Be inclusive and intentional about addressing the unique needs of all of your members, especially those with high energy burdens. Our co-ops are well versed in operating in a variety of extreme circumstances. We've always been a network that rises up in the face of adversity. Like in many emergency situations, our co-ops could not have overcome the challenges of 2020 and the ones that we're still facing alone. Overcoming the operational challenges related to the pandemic is a powerful reminder of the value that comes from being a part of this association and the cooperative family. So let's acknowledge, let's act, and lead together. Today, I ceremonially hand the gavel to our upcoming president, Chris Christensen. Chris officially begins his duties at the end of the business meeting tomorrow. I look forward to supporting Chris as he brings his entrepreneurial spirit and lifelong learning approach to the role. Presiding over our National Association Board has been an honor, a complete honor. I could not have done it without the support of my wife, Celine, my board and colleagues at Roanoke Electric, my statewide association, my fellow NRECA directors, the leadership and staff at NRECA, and my friends across this cooperative network. Thank you for this opportunity to serve alongside so many talented cooperative leaders and to help prepare America's electric cooperatives for the future that lies ahead.